All right, y'all. Welcome back to Despot Podcast. We back with another episode. Let's get right into it. Man, these playoffs have been great so far. We two games into every series, and we got some good ones. We got some duds. We knew which ones was going to be the duds. We're not going to talk too much about the OKC, Boston, the Cavs. Um, we might not even talk too much about Indy and the Bucks because that series has been very disappointing. Even though I do see it going a little different when they get back to Milwaukee. But let's start with the good series. Let's start with the Clippers and the Nuggets. Man, this has been the best series so far. We kind of knew it was going to be a really good one. Two teams that's pretty evenly matched when you look at it. But if, to be honest, through two games, if I was the Clippers, I would be feeling like I should be up 2-0. When you look at the games, the Clippers have more advantage than the Nuggets. Obviously, the Nuggets have the best player in the world. They got Jokic. Nobody can guard Jokic. Nobody got an answer for him. But outside of that, I think they can pretty much keep everybody else maintained. I don't think they're too worried about Jamal Murray. Even though he's been playing solid, I don't think they're worried about him exploding. Chris Dunn been doing a really good job. Aaron Gordon had 25 the first game. They knew that wasn't sustainable. Came back, gave him a solid 15. That's about where he going to be at. But when you look at the Clippers, just like the Clippers don't got no answer for Jokic, the Nuggets don't got no answer for Kawhi. And not only do they not have no answer for Kawhi, they don't really have an answer for the James Harden, Zubac pick and roll. So if Kawhi going, that's great. But in situations where if Kawhi is kind of slow a little bit or he not hooping as much, they could just spam the James Harden and Zubac pick and roll and get easy buckets all game. That's what I felt they should have did in game one. Obviously, Kawhi wasn't as like involved. I was disappointed in what I seen from Kawhi in the second half of game one. He was just kind of out of it, kind of just leaving James Harden to just kind of run the show. And they still end up going back to him a lot in the end of the fourth quarter, where I felt if they'd went to the pick and roll, they'd be up 2-0. It's game two though. Kawhi came out and from the gate, he was jumper, bucket, mid range. He was getting to his spots and he was looking like he like prime Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi Leonard is playing like that, there isn't 6, 7 players in the NBA better than him. Listen, that is a top level player. If he could keep playing like that, I'm scared for the West moving forward. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not acting like they just now the best team, but with what I've been seeing through these first 3 games with Zubac, Zubac is probably when you look at it, he might be the best two-way center in the league. He can score the ball. His touch around the rim that got him a lot better. His playmaking is a lot better out of the pick and roll. He not just catching the ball now and just having to go up. He's looking for the open man. He get into his spots, and obviously Jokic is not the best defender, so he's taking full advantage. I think he gonna have a game where he go for 25 plus in this series. I don't see how this series, unless Jokic really, really just turn into Superman and just put on his cape and like Jamal Murray gonna have to average closer to 30. I don't see how they got enough because when you look at it, they don't even have no bench. You bring Russ off the bench, he gonna play anywhere from 25 to 30 some minutes, depending on how the game going. But outside of him, who else do you trust? They don't trust Peyton Washington. They do not. Watson, not Washington, my bad. But listen, they don't trust him. They do not trust DeAndre Jordan. They was talking all of this Pickett shit. You're not putting Pickett out there in a playoff game and expecting him to give you big minutes. So at the end of the day, they only run in a 6-man rotation. And with a 6-man rotation, there's no way you could really feel good about making a deep run in the playoffs. Obviously, the Clippers bench ain't been that much better. I think they only got 14 points from them game two. But when you look at it, they have players that could come out there and could play minutes. Like even though Ben Simmons ain't gonna score the ball, he facilitate a little bit. He could play some defense still. He could clog up the paint and he could rebound a little bit. So he gonna give you some solid minutes. Bogdanovich, his shot has not been dropping, but you trust him out there and know that he could play solid when need be. Who else they got? Batum, Derrick Jones Jr. They got vets that know how to play. Denver Nuggets only got one vet out on their bench. So with one vet, it's like okay if the game get close, you're not throwing out these young guys. The Clippers will throw him out. Ty Lue will throw about Bogdanovich out there. He'll throw Derrick Jones out there. Are they producing how they supposed to? No. But having them guys out there that you can trust and give your guys, even if it's a couple minute rest. Like Jokic go to the bench, he has to literally come right back in almost every time because they can't really do much without him. Michael Porter Jr., he played better this game, but I'm not gonna lie. They should have got rid of Michael Porter Jr. at the trade deadline. That was where they messed up at because he is not as productive as more. He's not his shot isn't as falling as well. And with all the injuries that he had previously, we knew that as he aged, he wasn't going to be as athletic. So he's not going to be the piece that they need moving forward to keep this team on the road. But his value is just dropping, in my opinion. I don't really see how the Nuggets win this series. Christian Brown, I mean, he had a good game one, came back in game two, only gave him 5 points, 6 rebounds. Like, it's not really much there for the Nuggets. They are basically out there on Jokic back, and it's just like, well, you the best player in the world, carry us. The Clippers are a much better team. James Harden, he didn't go as crazy as he went game one, but I liked what he was doing. He was still taking the same shots, being aggressive, but when the shots wasn't falling, he was getting the ball to where it needed to go. He wasn't complaining. Kawhi was hoping. He kept feeding Kawhi, getting Zubac the ball where he needed to. He playing like a true point guard that can score when need be. With Harden playing like that, I really, really like the Clippers moving forward. They are one of my sleeper teams to make it to the finals. I really do feel like looking at everybody playing, I thought the Lakers might have had the second best chance to get to the finals. But right now, if the Clippers keep playing how they playing, I think that they the biggest threat to OKC out of the West at this current moment. We'll see how things move forward, but I'm super scared of the Clippers. Denver, I think they could get another game. Like I said, Nikola Jokic is that guy. But I still stick to my prediction of Clippers in six. I don't see it. Moving on to the next games, we got the Detroit Pistons versus the New York Knicks. Listen, y'all tried to write my boy Cade off after one game, and he didn't even really play that bad. His shots wasn't falling. OG was in them game one, but he still had 21 points and 12 assists. I felt he played solid. You put up 21 shots, so that means he was being aggressive. He was 8 for 21, so that's not a good percentage. But what did he do? Did he keep chucking? No, he got his guys involved. He was feeding the vets. The vets was hooping game one. Tobias Harris, 25 points. You had 20 from Hardaway. Beasley had, I think, close to 20, 18 or 20 points. So they played great. If K would have gave him a little bit more, I felt like they could have really won that game. Obviously, they had a little fluky stuff going. You had Cameron Payne come in and hit 11 points in the first quarter, and in game two, he only played 4 minutes. That's the type of stuff I'd be talking about. It'd be little fluky stuff that happen here and there that's going to throw a game. But if you've been watching these two games, there's no way, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you feel good about what you're seeing. There's no way you feel good about y'all chances right now when everything is look like it's going Detroit way. Game two, the vets didn't play as good. Tim Hardaway Jr. only thing scored, but you had Dennis Schroeder step up. They have multiple vets that can come in and make impact. Unlike the Knicks do not have that. The Knicks bench is super suspect. They don't have many people. When you look at the impact that Dennis Schroeder made coming in, they are Beasley been their second best player almost all season. They know how to play. As long as K can continue to be aggressive, I don't see no way that this series go any other way. Like this might be over in five, honestly. Like I wholeheartedly believe Detroit gonna win this next game, and it should not be too close. I told y'all before the series, look at what the physicality was gonna do to Cat. I think Cat played great game one. He was fighting through contact. He was trying to get to the free throw line. He was taking the shots. Game two, though, the physicality got to him. He didn't score another point after 6 minutes left in the second quarter. That man had 10 points. There's no way with the way the Knicks scoring is set up that he can ever have 10 points and think they're going to win the game. I think OG had 10. Josh Hart had 10. Mikal played pretty solid. He had about 19 points, but they cannot just leave it all on Jalen Brunson's shoulders. Cat has to score. This team is set up to play good defense, let Jalen Brunson get going, Cat get going, and Bridges hit a couple shots here and there. OG not really a consistent scorer. That's why I feel like even though he's a lockdown defender, he don't get the credit he deserves because he can't consistently get a bucket. And if you look at how he played defense against K game one, it was looking like Cade had no answers. K came right back and showed him, hold on, bro, I'm elite. So if you getting scored on, it really makes somebody like OG look like, you not really that good out here. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what it is. Obviously, OG doesn't even know if he's a good player, but his offense is so inconsistent that it's hard to really look at him how we should with the defense he had. After game one, I was looking at it like, man, is he the best perimeter defender in the league? Like he was in Cade jersey, but Cade too. Cade got to figuring it out. Cade got to moving around, so things didn't look as good for OG. When you look at, I think OG had what 10 points on 10 shots. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Hart only had 10 points. No, look at their bench. They only got 8 points from McBride. they're not playing in a series with the Detroit Pistons, who have two or three people off their bench that can play. Look, Isaiah Stewart couldn't go. They had Reed to step up. They got a lot of physicality on their bench. They got players that's ready to go. They got vets. At the end of the day, when you a young team like that, you need vets to step up. And this is why I also tell y'all, stop overreacting to game one. If we talk about it in a little bit, but look at all of the bounce back games we got in game two. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, we'll get to him in a second. It's been just let it go. Like one game ain't gonna determine the series. Never have, never will. Let teams fill it out, especially younger teams. Look at the Lakers. They had to bounce back. We'll talk about them in a second. But teams need that game some time to fill it out, see what it look like. Every series that I picked right now, except for the Bucks, is going just how I expected to go. Well, no, the Lakers, I expected them to be up 2-0. Can't lie. But these other two series, I expected them to be 1-1. I feel real good about Detroit. I feel a little bit better. No, Detroit and the Clippers, I'm locked in on them. I think they both doing what they need to be doing. I think they both could be up 2-0 if we really being honest. And I think that both teams should be worried. If you're a New York Knicks fan, there's no way you should look at the way Brunson been playing. How much better can Brunson play over these next games? He done had 30 some plus both games. He been dominant from start to finish. He done had big fourth quarters. Like he done gave you what everything you need. What more is there? They went on a big run in both fourth quarters. Obviously, the fourth quarter run in the first game was like 21-0. They went on like a 12-2 run, and the Pistons was able to battle back. You can't just keep expecting to be able to get down and then, oh, okay, well, let's just go and come back at the end, and we're gonna do no. Cade Cunningham, even though he's young, that boy is poised. You're not just coming back and finna just keep rattling him. That's not how that's finna go. The Knicks win tonight. I mean, the Pistons win tonight, and the Clippers win tonight is going down. Moving on to the Lakers and the Timberwolves. When you look at the Lakers and the Timberwolves series, they did their best job to try to say game one was on Luka. Kendrick Perkins went on TV and was like, oh, Luka didn't do this. And then Luka had 37 points. Obviously, he only had one assist, but if you look at that game, he could have easily had closer to 5 or 6 assists. It was a couple missed layups, a couple wide open missed threes that he got people involved for. I just don't think that everything got to be put on Luka's shoulders like that. But in game two, they bounced back. You know, Lucas still came out scoring. He tried to came out a little bit passive to try to see if he could get people involved. They wasn't going. He got right to getting his buckets. That's what he do. At the end of the day, Luca is a bucket getter. Y'all can't keep acting like, oh, he messing up the flow of the game. No, he's not. That's what he do. He gonna get buckets. He also gonna get people involved. If you look at it, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, their energy was a lot better this game. They shot still wasn't falling early, but they was playing a lot more aggressive. They was looking for their shot a lot more. The LeBron defense was really good. I felt the Lakers defense as a whole was really good in game two. I think that Luka ain't gonna get no credit, but he was moving his feet really well. I think that Luka, like last tell you, Luka would never be a great on ball defender. That's just not what it is. But he can be a better team defender. He could be in right spots on help. He could push the guy to the right spot into the help instead of letting him go opposite of the help. It's different things he could do to be better. But I thought the energy that he showed in game two, if he keep that up, I don't see them having too much problems with the Timberwolves moving forward. Honestly, Anthony Edwards was very disappointed. Like for the first quarter and a half, it looked like he wasn't even in the game. Where was he at? He wasn't scoring the ball. Then he kind of got going late in the second quarter, and I think he finished with about 10 points in the half, but he had like six of them late in the quarter. With the way their team is set up, Anthony Edwards has to get going. Julius Randle was hooping. Like there was no answer for him. Like when he got out there, it was like, oh, okay, he getting buckets. There was nothing they could do. But if Anthony Edwards ain't gonna show up to the party, what can they really do? Jaden Daniels, we knew that wasn't gonna stay. Like he shot, I think he had 25 points on 80% shooting in game one. Knew that wasn't gonna sustain. Nas Reed, obviously he got in foul trouble early, so he wasn't as effective. But 6 for 9, come on now. These was not things that they was gonna be able to keep up. And obviously they're talking about the refs. Y'all got to look at the game and stop just saying because people get in foul trouble that the refs are cheating. Look at the game and tell me where the Timberwolves were not fouling. They were fouling. It is what it is. And if you look at the foul calls, they were about even. And the Timberwolves even shot more free throws than the Lakers. Like, y'all got to stop with these narratives. And we're going to get even more of that into this next series when we talk Rockets Houston. I mean, Rockets Warriors. But just enjoy the game. Sometimes people gonna get in foul trouble. Fouls are part of the game. You have to work out a way to not get in foul trouble, or you have to coach around it and figure out how to get your guys out. Why was Nas Reed still in the game? And with three fouls to get his four, like you gotta you take when you take them type of risks, sometimes they backfire. I just feel I just feel like the Timberwolves they had their best chance to kind of put the series away. Like now that the Lakers then kind of figured out different ways to guard them. And you even had Anthony Edwards talking about, oh, I was confused by some of the way they played defense. It's like that's not a good sign when your best player talking about he was confused. He looked confused out there for sure. And unlike game one, not only because he didn't really score good in game one, he had 22 points. Obviously, he had got hurt, so he didn't really shoot that well. But he was facilitating. He had 9 assists. So when you look at it, look for game one, Luca had 1 assist and had 9 assists, and they flip flopped this time. Luca had 9 and had 1, but the difference is Luca's also scoring. So and if you're not gonna facilitate, you got to get a bucket, and he wasn't able to do either. And if that's the case, even though they won game one, I can still see the series going five. Honestly, like I can still see the Lakers turning it up because when you look at it, they just don't have an answer for Luca. You don't have an answer for Luca. He can get whatever he wants against whoever. Obviously, we must talk about it. I do think Rudy Gobert played really good defense on Luca game two. Luca and Bron. I think Luca was 1 for 4, and the one shot he did make was really good defense by Gobert. He just threw up a little side shot that ended up going in. I think that they hunted that a little too much. I don't think they should do that as much game three. Kind of just get back more in the flow. Luca could have kind of messed up the flow a little bit in the second half. Luckily, they was able to keep it going, but he was hunting that matchup too much. Just kind of play within the flow. None of them people can guard you. Go get a bucket against whoever. Nas Reed, he was getting buckets on. Daniels, whoever stepped up, Ant-Man, whoever stepped up was getting it. Just let the flow of the game go. LeBron James, like I said, he wasn't playing that good as far as his shot was dropping, but his defensive intensity was there. Austin Reeves' shot also wasn't dropping, but he was getting to his spots and putting up shots. All I can ask for is that the players get to their spots and take the shots that they need to take. They're not gonna always fall, but be aggressive. Game one, I did not see aggression from them. I seen them kind of just as soon as Luka went out in the at the end of the first quarter, Timberwolves instantly went on a 17-4 run because the energy was low and they was able to just capitalize on Luka not being out there getting buckets. So moving forward, as long as they keep that energy up and just keep playing hard, I don't think the Timberwolves have enough to compete with them, honestly. Like unless they're gonna shoot like they did from game one, where I think with that between Jaden, Mike Conley, Nas Reed, and Randall, they went 15 for 21 from three in game one. The Lakers only had 14 threes total in game one. So them four players made one more three than the Lakers whole team. If they gonna do something like that, they got action at winning. But if they not gonna play like that, I just don't see how they got enough. And I don't think this series is that close. I think that and I think the Lakers can play better than they have played. So I do still see a chance for this to go five, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota get one more. Anthony Edwards is a dog. I see him bouncing back, but I don't see much going on there. Looking at the Rockets and the Warriors, let's talk about all of this crying going on by Warrior fans. Bro, enough is enough. Like, Steph Curry, okay, bro, they being physical with Steph Curry. What do y'all expect people to do with Steph Curry and he running off 1,000 screens? When have shooters not got bumped coming off of screens? Like that has always happened. If you look at Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, like obviously it might be a little bit more, but he's the best shooter ever. They supposed to just let him come on screens, clean, catch the ball, and just go to work. That's not how this goes, bro. They literally, obviously, they can't guard him. Nobody can guard Steph Curry 1-on-1. They have to figure out a way to kind of minimize some of that. And I'm not saying it ain't fit. Like, I'm not saying it's the cleanest thing, but bro, what do y'all expect? And being a fan base that employs Draymond Green, as much shit as Draymond Green do, for y'all to complain as much as y'all complain is nasty work, bro. And on top of that, they had three players with three fouls in the first half. Amen. Dylan Brooks and Segun, three key players for them were in foul trouble. It's not like they were just out there running around fouling people and wasn't getting and wasn't nothing happening. The fouls was even. I think it was 18 to 17. The free throws was about even. I think the Houston might have shot like two or three more. It wasn't just super like out of pocket. Then we have this Jimmy Butler fault. Listen, you all know I'm a Heat fan, so I rock with Jimmy Butler still. I don't care what team he on. But y'all cannot act like what A-Man did was a dirty play. There's no way y'all can watch that and say he meant to hurt Jimmy. That was just an unfortunate play. I don't really know who bumped him. It looked like at first it looked like it was Draymond, then it looked like it was Steven Adams, but he just was stumbling. He literally was stumbling before Jimmy even jumped. That's just one of them plays that's super unfortunate, and I hope Jimmy do come back. I'm not into seeing series that don't have all their players there. Like I want Jimmy to be out there and be full of a full go. I had Houston winning this series. I would love for them to beat the Warriors at full strength. Um, Sometimes things happen though, and y'all can't just keep saying like, oh, they playing football, they playing football. Yes, they're playing physical basketball. Isn't this what y'all wanted though? Y'all said the league was soft. Y'all said the league um was too buddy buddy. Now a team get in here and get physical, and it's a problem. Yes, they have a hard-nosed coach that is going to having them go hard and fight through screens and grab a little bit, but that's the old school way of playing basketball. That's what everybody said they missed from the early 2000s and the 90s. Physical play. That's what you're going to get this series, and that's what it's going to continue to be. If I'm Houston, no, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing against Steph Curry because if you don't, he's going to go for 40. Like, there's no other way around this shit. Even in game one, I felt like they played good defense. Bro, dude was hitting fadeaway 30-foot threes. Like, what do y'all expect people to do with that? There's nothing else you can do with it. I'm sorry. Is oh, well, then y'all scared. Yes, they're scared of Steph Curry. Everybody should be scared of Steph Curry. This is not new news. Sorry. Your player is 36 years old. He's gonna get hit. He's gonna get grabbed a little bit. You run him off screens. First of all, Draymond Green setting illegal screens. Yes, they grabbing. I'm sorry. Sometimes the refs gonna call it. Sometimes they not. That's all part of basketball. We've been learning that since you was a little kid. Hey, be physical with this guy. I was getting taught that in the sixth grade. Be physical. They ain't gonna call it every time. They gonna call it sometime. They're not gonna call it every time. That's just how the basketball go. Steph Curry obviously been dealing with this his whole career. I'm not worried about Steph Curry. I think that he gonna respond. I think he gonna have great games this series. Obviously, he's one of the best players we've ever seen. All of that. But listen, if y'all think Houston is gonna stop doing what they doing, or that Houston should stop doing what they doing, you just a fan of the Warriors and you not being realistic here. That's just the God honest truth. Like, sorry. But when you look at Houston offense, like I told everybody, everything depended on Jalen Green. When Jalen Green ball, they look great. If he's playing how he's supposed to be playing and he's actually their number one scoring option, they look good. There's nothing else to it. But he ain't gonna be consistent every game just because that's just the type of player he is. And unfortunately, that's why they don't have the ceiling that they have. And when you look at it, it's like, oh, shit, Houston could be a team that can get to the conference finals. I don't know if they can do that because they don't have consistency enough from him, but I do think they got enough to beat the Warriors. When you look at it, obviously Jimmy Butler going down. If Jimmy Butler don't play, this series is over quick. Because like I told y'all, outside of Steph and Jimmy, they don't have enough consistent scores. Obviously, Pods was sick as well, so him not scoring, I'm not gonna hold that too much against him. But where is you supposed to get points from? Draymond Green obviously not gonna give you no buckets. They had the lacrosse kid come in, and the lacrosse kid actually played well. When you look at it, I think he had like 12 points or something. Like he came in and scored like a quick nine. I was like, oh shit. Like he was doing really good. But they don't have nobody to really turn to. Gary Payton Jr. is not a bucket getter. Like there's not everybody complaining about Kaminga and he didn't really play too well. I thought Kaminga was okay. I mean, he had 11 points. He that's his biggest thing. He needs to rebound better. But the thing about it is, I told y'all was playing with fire. You don't bench somebody and then have to throw him back in there and just expect him to ball. He's not some 10-year vet that's just staying ready to go. Obviously, he should be ready to go, but we have to be realistic about what's going on in the real world, bro. If I'm sitting here and I was in the rotation. Then I just got snatched out. Now I don't know when I'm getting back in the rotation. That's hard to get going. He obviously already know what's going on. He getting played out because they don't want to pay him and they don't want nobody else to come in and pay him big money this offseason. So they lowered his minutes. Now Jimmy get hurt. Now y'all expect him to come in and just be able to be ready to go and be ready to just dominate for y'all. Like this is not realistic expectations. And then if you look at the rest of their team, Post Shout out to dude. He was keeping a minute. His four threes was huge. Without them, that would have been a damn near 30-point blowout. But when you look at it, I don't see moving forward. If Jimmy out game three, they getting blew out game three as well. Like I don't see them having enough unless Steph Curry have a game four like he had in. I mean, like he had a like game four in Boston in the finals. I don't see it. Draymond, what he had? 8 points. Um, Moody, 12 points is solid. Kaminga, 11. Nobody else. Post had 12. Buddy Hill didn't give him nothing. What can you really expect from it? Like there's not enough depth there for players like Jimmy to not beat it. So hopefully Jimmy can fight through and get him a chance. But I don't really know. I don't see where they move, how they get past this. Jalen Green, bro, 38 points. That's all I'm saying. When you play well, they're gonna be unbeatable. They're going to be unbeatable in this series. Sengun, I mean, he missed some shots he could have made. I still think he played good. I think he had 17, 16, and 7. That's solid. He just got to keep putting pressure on him, making them have to respond to him, and they're going to be okay. Dylan Brooks played really well. Um, he was getting to his spots. He's a streaky player as well. If he hit in his mid range, I think that they got real good action. I still like the Houston in this series. Obviously, now it's a lot more with Jimmy getting hurt. I really hope he could get back. But either way, I feel good about these young guys being able to keep being physical with Steph Curry, keep running him off his spots, making it hard for him. And as long as he having to shoot contested shots over two hands and having to fight over two, three screens and get, I like their chances. Now, when you look at a series like the Bucks and the Pacers, I'm super disappointed. I'm super disappointed in what I'm getting from Kyle Kuzma. Like, bro, you come out game one, you don't give me no production. You give me zero across the board. Then you come out game two and only take 10 shots. Like, you shot 50%, but only on 10 shots, bro. What did they bring you in here for if you're not going to be out there trying to get buckets? Obviously, Dame Lillard coming back from the blood clot stuff. It was only so much he was going to be able to do game one back. I was hoping he could have balled. But outside of Bobby Porter's, Giannis didn't get no help. When you look at it, I really don't see how they win this series now. I mean, obviously, I think they could win game. I think they're gonna win tomorrow and get game three. I'm praying they get game three. But when you look at it, like, look at what you're getting from them, bro. You get nothing. Prince gave you 6. Kuzma only gave you 12. Lopez only gave you 8. I think you got to damn near switch up your lineup a little bit. And then you look at who else you getting off the bench. Kevin Porter gave you 9. Trent gave you 4 in 30 minutes. Where do they really got to, like, I feel like they got to mix it up a little bit. I would get Porter in there a little bit more. Bobby Porter's might have to start the game. They might got to go to a new lineup, bro. This Brook Lopez shit is not working right now. When you look at the Pacers, though, 24 points from Siakam, 16 from Naismith, Naismith, 15 from Turner, 17 from Nebran, and 21 from Halliburton. When you look at it, bro, 14 from Mathen off the bench, 7 from Obi, 6 from O'Connell, solid minutes. They are a well-rounded team. I don't know if the Pacers got enough. I mean, if the Bucks got enough. When you look at Giannis, obviously Giannis is the man, but look at what his supporting cast is doing. I feel bad for him. We might got to be talking about Giannis getting up out of there soon, and I hate to say it, but the way the Bucks to put themselves in a hole, they traded Drew Holiday for no reason. Now they traded Chris Middleton to try to get a better score, and they done got a worse score in return. I don't know. Even before the Dame, like one of my guys was saying, like even before Dame got hurt, like the Bucks just didn't look that good this season. They haven't looked that good throughout the whole time that they had them to. So. I don't know. I think they got to mix some shit up. But shout out to the Pacers though. They playing hard. And listen, we got to give Tyrese Halliburton some more love. At the end of the day, him being voted the most overrated player in basketball is disrespectful to me. Obviously, I feel like he got overhyped last year, so the overhype led to now him being like player. People are like, oh, he ain't that good. Da, da, da. Bro, Tyrese Halliburton is a solid player. He might not be top 3, 4 point guard in the league, but it's only about 4, maybe 5 guys that you could say are for sure better than him. He is elite at his position. He one of the best facilitators we got. His turnover to assist ratio, his assist to turnover ratio in the season was 5.5 assists to 1 turnover, bro. That's legendary. Like there's no way around it. He is somebody that can keep everybody involved. I don't think that he makes the Pacers go. They have scored, they have people that get open, but when you have somebody like that that's controlling the pace up and down, up and down, up and down the whole game without turning the ball over, that's super scary. So if the Bucks don't find a way to win this game, if they get swept, I for sure think Giannis is gone. People saying Giannis could go to the Nets. Why would he go to the Nets and be in a damn the same situation he in right now with not much help? Who knows? But that's what people are saying. But the Bucks, I do got them win this game. I got Giannis going for a 45-point triple double. I got him just completely crashing out and going ape shit and winning that game. I really do. If he can't though, you're gonna start hearing more and more reports. The reports is gonna get louder about Giannis getting up out of there. There's no way around it. When you look at these other series, Orlando, Paolo and them need more help. Obviously, they got to get into the offseason. They got to get them a point guard. They got to get them some more shooters. There's nothing else about that. It's good that they're here. It's good that they're getting to see themselves against the best competition the East has to offer, but it's not much there. My Miami Heat, I wish we would have just minded our business and went on to the lottery. There was no reason for the Miami Heat to be in the playoffs. I get it. It's like, oh, we the Heat. We don't like to lose. Da da da. That's bullshit. We should have been in the lottery, getting hoping that we could find a way to sneak into that top 10. But here we are, getting our ass whooped on national TV, game in, game out. Yes, we played solid down to the end. Yes, they pulled away at the end like we knew they were going to. That was not an exciting game. I was sitting there watching like, oh, great. We just hanging around for them to break our hearts. We knew it was going to happen. There's no other way around it. So, whatever. And then who else we got? What's the last series? Memphis. Hey, look, Memphis. And I get this, the whole OKC is a beast, but Ja and them talk too much shit to be getting their ass beat like they getting beat. And I get it, they the eighth seed, but at one point, about a month ago, they were a 2-3 seed. So now y'all coming here and acting like y'all can't even play with these boys. I'm super disappointed. And at the end of the day, you was hearing rumblings that Ja might get traded and this and that. They might got to break that up in Memphis too because they didn't have this team together for about 4 or 5 years. I think they only got one playoff series win. I don't see how this get much better. Jaren Jackson has been disgusting. Like, bro, 9 total rebounds over 2 games. Have some shame about yourself, Jaren. Like, I voted you all NBA, and I think you should be all NBA third team, but you're not playing all NBA. You're not playing like you're a top 150 player in the NBA right now, bro. There's no reason as big as you is, you should have 4 rebounds and then come back and have 5 rebounds. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like 9 total rebounds in 2 games. Ja ain't playing that good. Like they team, obviously Jalen. I really do. Again, shout out to Jalen Wells for being hurt. I feel like he could have helped a little bit, but it's just not working in Memphis no more, bro. And I get it. It's like, oh, y'all always talking about breaking up teams, bro. You got to know when the writing on the wall, and the writing is on the wall for them. Break that shit up, please. But let's get into. Before we wrap this video up, let's get into a couple of things. I mean, a couple of teams that already been eliminated and what they should do moving forward. We got the Phoenix Suns. Listen, when we look at the Phoenix Suns, I really, really would love for them to break this up this offseason. There is no path for them to be better. They don't have no depth. They don't really have too much of a bench, but you have no money. They already over second agreement. They trying to give Devin Booker 75 million a year in extension. You're just throwing money at the problem, praying that people are gonna stay. Obviously, for 75 million a year, I wouldn't blame Devin Booker for re-signing. I would have re-signed for 75 million. At the end of the day, you can't pass up on 75 million. But if you're the Phoenix Suns, just throwing money at these problems is what got you here in the first place. You traded your depth for Bradley Beal, which was the end of your run. That's just what it was. Bradley Beal, they bet on him being the same player he was. He hasn't been close to that good. He hasn't been close to anything like that. So with that being said, you got to get rid of KD. You got to trade KD. They don't have no picks moving forward. You got to try to get some picks moving forward, get some young talent and moving forward. I got a couple, like, I feel like if he could get to Houston, when you look at what Houston got, Houston can give them Jalen Green. They could give him Jabari and 2 first round picks with maybe like a Landon, like somebody like that, like a throw in piece. But if they could get yeah, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, 2 picks. Get KD to Houston. Let KD go in there with Segun, Amen, Dylan Brooks, and let them try to really make a run at something. You got that. Then if I was them, I would also get rid of D Book. Bro, What do y'all see with D Book? D Book is getting older. He's still an elite player, but there's no way that this Phoenix Suns could look at the team that they have, what they have going on, and think they're gonna be able to compete anytime in the next 3 to 4 years. So if you can't compete in the next 3 to 4 years, why would you waste the rest of Devin Booker's prime? That's just, and I get it. He your franchise guy. You don't want to get rid of him, but at the end of the day, there's nothing going on. I would be looking to try to get him to Detroit. We could get a package of Ron Holland, um, Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris to make contract work, and 2 first round picks. That's a solid get back because I do feel Jaden Ivey is still a really good young player. Obviously, he got hurt, but when you look at it, now you're looking at a team. Okay, for Kevin Durant, you get Jalen Green, Jabari, Landon, 2 picks. For Devin Booker, you get Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland, Tobias Harris, 2 first round picks. With that team you're looking for, you got Ivy at the PG, Jalen Green at the two, Tobias at the three, Jabari at the four, and then Landon at the five, where they could go get a big man off the bench. You would still have Ron. They got Grayson Allen still. They would still have Royce O'Neal. That's a solid young team. I would re-sign Monte Morris. Obviously, Tyus Jones. I don't think he was super upset about his role, so I don't think he gonna resign, but I would resign Monte Morris, and that's not a bad young team. You got some of your picks back. And then I would bench Bradley Beal. I would move forward with that team I just said, and then put Bradley Beal at the end of the bench. And if you're not going, I'm gonna force him to make want to get traded. I'm not buying out a $160 million contract. I'm just gonna sit his ass on the bench. We going young. Ivy, Jalen Green, Ron Holland. All of them would be in front of him, and he would have to say, "Okay, get me out of here. We're gonna force your hand, or you're gonna be the most expensive bench player in the league." It's up to you. Now he could call their bluff and sit there and make his 50, $60 million a year and just chill. But either way, he's not being productive for you. So you might as well move forward with the young guy that you get from for D Book and KD until he finally just say, okay, enough is enough and move on. Um, but other than that, like I have no like if when you watch this video, if you have some comments, I would love for you to DM me and let me know what you think the Suns can do other than getting rid of KD and Devin Booker. But just start over, bro. Sometimes you got to know when it's time to throw in the towel, and it's time to throw in the towel and get them guys situation. If you get KD to Houston, if you get Devin Booker to Detroit, those are 2 young teams that take a tremendous step forward, and I think they could both be conference finals teams at the bare minimum with those additions. The Suns, there's no addition on possible. You can't even go on 2K right now and put together a team out of this Phoenix Suns roster that will compete. I dare you to try to go in there and try to make this work with the money they got going on and all of this situation without trading Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. It's really just not possible. They got to do that, rebuild, and in 3, 4 years, look up and hopefully they're in a good spot. Another team, the Atlanta Hawks. Listen, they've been the same team for 4 years. They've damn near had the same record for 4 or 5 years. I think that they need to move forward with their young core and get rid of Trey Young. Trey Young is a good player. I think he's one of the more underrated players as well, but he's 6 feet tall. He cannot be your best player on your team, and I just don't think he fit the timeline. When you look at Jalen Johnson, they got the rookie, the number one pick they just drafted, who's been playing better. They got Dyson Daniels, a young guy that's hooping. They got Ngwanke. I can't really say his name, but you know the African guy that played with Melo and them. They have young pieces. I would move forward with that young core and kind of just let them see what I can get for Trey Young out there. Obviously, I don't think you're gonna get much from Trey Young. You could try to go to Orlando and get a couple picks, maybe like a Cole Anthony, a couple little pieces, but I feel like it'd be an addition by subtraction. You look at how the Clippers are playing once they got rid of Paul George, and sometimes you just need to get a guy out of there that don't really fit no more. And I just feel like at the end of the day, the way Trey Young plays is the whole offense is predicated around how he move the ball, what he do, and he's just not that good of a leader. He needs to be somewhere where he could be the second, third option, a good facilitator, a good shooter, and kind of just fit in. He go to Orlando where they already have a dominant scorer in Paolo. He could get them the ball. They get some more shooting this season. They need to find Malik Beasley for their team, and I think they can make some noise. But he needs to be on a team with somebody like Franz and Paolo that are 6'7", 6'8" guys that can dominate because we cannot continue to depend on Trey Young to be the best player. Get him out of there. Let him get a fresh start. And honestly, he need a fresh start. His reputation got killed in these last couple of years. He needs to go somewhere, rebrand himself, get his image back up, and try to win games. Atlanta, you get it. You know what I'm saying? You might be down for a couple of years, but you have good pieces that if I'm looking at it, I like Jalen Johnson. I really like the number one pick rookie guy. I can't say his name. He He's a solid piece. Dyson Daniels and turned into a real basketball player. 14 points and you a top defensive player of the year candidate. I would move forward. You got the young big, like get Trey out of there. Start over. Some of these teams just got to be good with doing a rebuild. As you see from some of these teams now, if you hit in the draft and you draft well, the rebuild can happen in a couple of years. Just stick with the plan and move forward that way. But get these vets out here that do not no longer fit your timeline. Atlanta Trey is not on the timeline. Phoenix, sorry, you messed up your timeline, and now you got to just restart. If it was me, I would trade Kevin Durant, I would trade Devin Booker, and I would fire James Jones as my general manager, and we would just start all the way over. See what Bradley Beal want to do. If he want to hang around and be just sitting and be a part of the team, you can turn to you down Adams for all I care and be our bench president at the end of the bench. But you're not going to be playing on my team. I don't care. I'm forcing your hand and getting you up out of there. But listen, we've had some great basketball moving forward these first two games. I look forward to the rest of this first round. We're gonna have more videos, more content. I'm gonna get people on here. Tune in, subscribe to the page. Hey, see y'all next time. Peace.